Hi, and welcome to the workshop. This is where we're going to get the skills that we learned in the lesson actually underneath our fingers. Let me tell you how this is going to work. The workshops are designed for you to use in your daily practice time. Watch the session, and then in this workshop is where we actually work out what we've learned. I'll be practicing with you, so you and I together are going through the exercises that you need to go through. Now, each session is going to have two workshops, a beginning workshop and then an advanced workshop once you get the materials underneath your fingers. Each are going to be about 30 minutes in length. And they are meant to take you through the material, starting slowly and progressing until by the end of the advanced workshop, you're able to play everything you need to be able to play at the skills needed for the target tempo. Now, after you watch the lesson once or twice, then begin working with the beginning workshop. Work with it at least 3 times, but continue working through it until you need to, until you can keep up with me. Now, once you have mastered the beginning workshop and can pretty much have the skills there under control, then start practicing with the advanced workshop. Continue working through it with me until you can keep up with me on all of the exercises and songs, at least 3 times. Go as many more as you want to, but work through it at least 3 times, I think, to get what we need to get done. Now, in this particular workshop, we're going to be expanding on what we've learned in session 1, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, before we play, let's warm up with a simple stretching exercise. I wanted to give you at the beginning of all of these workshops different exercises that help me with finger stretching or finger flexibility issues. This one is taught by the great fingerstyle guitarist Muriel Anderson. So what I need you to do is put your guitar down and stand up with your arms outstretched. Just put them out as far as you can put them out. Okay, just stretch those fingertips as far as you can to the wall. Okay, now your arms should be parallel to the floor with your palms down. Okay, and your fingers pointing straight out, just like this. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to raise up our fingers all the way up to the ceiling, just like that. And I want you to put them all the way down. There are muscles that run over the tops of your hands and over the kind of around your forearms. This is a good stretch one for these. So put them up as far as you can. Just stretch them up. Put them all the way down. Do that a few times. Okay, now we're going to move them in circles. There you go. Frontwards and backwards. Great. Now that the muscles in our hands and our arms are nice and loose, let's go ahead and get our guitars, and we're going to get to work. Okay, now the first finger pattern we worked on was thumb 1, 2, 3, or finger pattern number 1. So what I want you to do is put on your open strings. We're just going to do those same things. We have thumb on the low E, and then our 3 fingers on the last 3 strings. G, B, E. You do that with me. Thumb, 1, 2, 3. Nice and slow. Slow that down even a little bit more. Look at your hand, make sure you're doing the right things. Thumb should have freedom of movement. All right, keep playing it. Remember, our keys to good fingerstyle technique: have a relaxed hand. Relax that hand as much as you can. Move your thumb slightly forward. And also, we're going to slightly angle out our wrist. So you don't want to be back like that. Be out. Remember, there's also a little kink in your arm line right there, in your forearm. A little kink at the wrist. Great job. All right, look at finger pattern number 1 exercises. We're going to go through these. Now, we've already done the first one in the lesson, so let's start by looking at the second one. This is finger pattern number 1, exercise 2. All right, so we start with an open G chord, and then a C to a D. So our thumb is going to be going from the 6th string to the 5th string to the 4th string. Start on that G. Ready, go. Thumb, 1, 2, 3. Just do that a few times. Nice and slow. I'll just keep playing it nice and slow. One more time. Then we're going to switch to a C chord. Okay, switch to the C chord now. 5th string on the thumb now. All the others are still on that 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string. 2 more times. You're doing great. Nice controlled sound. Think about how your fingers are moving. D chord, D chord. You're doing great. 2 more times. All right, we're going to try it one more time. This time we're going to work with our metronome. Now that we've got the finger movements down, I've set my metronome to 66 beats per minute, which is a little bit faster than when we were at. We're going to play this one more time. 1, 2, again, G. One more time. Okay, now let's switch to the C chord. We'll do this one 4 times. Doing good. Try and relax that hand. Now's the D chord. Switch to D. You're doing great. One last one. All right, very good. Now, take a look at the next one. This is going to be exercise 3. Finger pattern number 1, exercise 3. We'll turn off the metronome. And we're going to do this one. Starts on the C, goes through some chords in C major. 1, 2, number 3, go. A minor 7th. Chord switch a little bit faster in this one. D minor. G7. Let's go ahead and repeat that. Back to the C. You're doing great. A minor. Just take that 3rd finger off. D minor. G7. And we end all together on that C chord. All right. Now we're going to play this one more time. This time we're going to do it a little bit faster than that. We're going to speed it up. 1, 2, again, go. C, A minor 7th, D minor, back to C, A minor 7th, D minor, G7. Very good, and then ends up on a C. Great. Look at the next batch of exercises. This is finger pattern 2. That second finger pattern was thumb 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and go to your open strings again. 6th string on that E, thumb on the E, and then the last 3 on the last 3 strings. We're going to do that one. The thumb 3, 2, 1 pattern. You do it with me. Ready? Go. Thumb 3, 2, 1. Thumb 3, 2, 1. We'll do it a few times through. Couple more times. Couple more times. Doing great. Now, if your nails are hanging you up, make sure your nails are properly, they don't have any sharp edges on them. That will hang you up as you're going across the string. All right, look at the finger pattern number 2 exercises. Get those out. And we're going to start with the first one. This one uses the G, A minor, and C chords, regular old basic open chords as we're getting started with this. All right, so let's look at the first one. Finger pattern number 2, exercise 1. Nice and slow. Ready, play, G. times. You're doing great. A minor's next. Here comes the A minor. Switch. Slow and methodical. To a C chord. We're going to repeat this one. Back to the G. Try and play exactly with me. G. A minor. Now to the C. Great job. Okay, now I'm going to get my metronome going. We're going to play the same exercise again, but we're going to try and lock it in at 66 beats per minute, right where we were at before. One more time. 2, ready, G. Try and play exactly with the click. Relax that hand. Make sure your thumb is in front. A minor. Switching to the C chord. Remember, each of these exercises is building on an important skill. All right, great job. Now let's crank it up a little bit. Let's go up to 76 beats per minute. We're going to do the same thing. Now we're at 76 beats per minute. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. Try and be right with the click. Don't rush ahead. We're just a little bit faster than we were at. Remember, the idea is control. Great job. All right, now let's look at the next exercise. Let's look at the next one. This one uses 5 different chords. An A, kind of play this for you, an A, regular F sharp minor, bar chord. If you're unfamiliar with these chords, take a few minutes to learn bar chords and some of these chord forms that are used in these forms. D, and then an E sus, resolving to an E. If you're going through the Learn and Master Guitar course, these would be chords around session 7 that you're covering these. A, F sharp minor, D, E sus, resolving to an E. All right, look at finger pattern 2, exercise number 2. We're going to start it slow, and then we're going to play it again a little bit faster. Starting slow, same pattern, thumb, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, 1, 2, nice and slow. Now we're going to switch to this bar chord here, make a quick switch here. Try and get all the notes to ring out. I know that's tough. D, D, E suspended, to the E. Very good. Okay, now we're going to play this one more time, a little bit faster. Same thing, start on the A, 1, 2, a little bit faster, and. F sharp minor, big switch here. D chord. Doing great, try and be right with me. E suspended here. Great job. All right, now let's switch to the third pattern. We've done the first one, thumb 1, 2, 3. We've done the second one, thumb 3, 2, 1. Now the third little one that we're using is thumb 2, 1, 3. Thumb 2, 1, 3. All right, look at the finger pattern number 3 exercises, we'll start with the first one there, which is on an E chord. And then it switches to our A2 and And our B's the 7th. We described those chords in the workshop or in the lesson. So we're going to start these nice and slow. 1, 2, you play with me, E. Thumb. 2, 1, 3, thumb. 2, 1. Let's switch to the A2. Go. A2. B7. Repeat that one more time. Go back to the E, a little bit faster. Thumb, 2, 1, 3, thumb, 2, A2. You're doing great. B7. Very good. Okay, look at the next one. This one resolves around a D chord, kind of uses the D family of chords. So we're going to have a D, a D2, a D suspended are the various chord forms that we are working on. I described these in the lesson, so I won't show them to you again here. Let's just play through it. Thumb, 2, 1, 3. Here we go. 1, and, ready, play. D2, just raise up that second finger. D suspended. Good. Let's kick on the metronome here a little bit. Okay, this will be clicking off the 8th notes, so this is just slightly faster than where we were at. Still same one. Finger pattern number 3, exercise 2, and ready, go. D2. D suspended. Great job. All right, now let's put these skills to work in the little excerpt from the song Malagueña. We're going to be alternating picking fingers for each note. We're going to start with the thumb and the second finger like this. So this one jumps from a low note to a high note, and for this we're going to be using the thumb and the second finger. So if we did this really slow, you're basically kind of in an E chord shape as we started off with. So we have an E, and then our thumb is going to be taking all of the lower notes, G sharp, E, thumb on the B, then it does that measure again, E, E, G sharp, and now it goes to a A minor shape, A, E, C, E, B, E, A. Resolves on the E. Let me play it one time at tempo so you can kind of get it in your ear. Notes ringing together. All right, that's what the song sounds like, so you get that in your ear. Let's play it one time together, nice and slow. You'll find that repeating E note is not hard at all once you kind of get the flow of it. We'll go about that tempo. Here we go. 1 and 2 and play. Repeat it. Try and get that motion of them rocking back and forth. Back to an E. That's part of the great song Malagueña. So now don't go too fast, but keep in mind that that G sharp, you have the G sharp for the first couple of measures, and then it switches to a G natural as you're coming down that scale in measure 4. All right, to close out this beginning workshop, here's a short part of a much larger piece called Estudio, or study in Spanish. So take a look at Estudio. We are in the key of A minor, and we're basically on an A minor shape. Let me play it for you one time, and then I'll kind of talk you through it. And that's a little part of this Estudio song. All right, so let's talk about what's happening here. We're basically going between thumb 1 and 2 for most all of this. So the thumb is playing the lowest of the 3 notes. So like that first pattern would be thumb 1, 2, 1, thumb 1, 2, 1. So when you have an arpeggio that goes da da dee dum, you're going to be using thumb 1, 2, 1, thumb. Let's just do that first measure a few times through. Ready, and. Play it again. Just keep going round and round on that for a couple times. Get used to the flow of that, because that's the main flow of the song. Great. Now, the next measure after that, we go to basically an E form. We have a G sharp, a B, and an open E. So that measure is pretty self-explanatory. The only thing tricky, probably the trickiest part of this whole song, is in measure 3. I can't play the open B, I can't play the B open. I'm going to have to shift up in order to catch the other notes, and I'm going to play the B right here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. So this form is just using 2 fingers, one at the 4th fret, and then your first finger on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret, combined with the open E. If you want to think of it, it's the same form as the A minor in the next bar. You're just shifting it up 2 frets. And then we hit the low A. And that's the end of the first line. If you go on the second line, it starts right there again. A minor, we do that little A minor arpeggio. Then we have our 2nd finger on the C sharp, an open G. F with a D and an F. Then we take our 3rd finger off for that D there. G sharp, B, E again. And then we end up back at our A minor arpeggio. So this would be just a study in A minor if you think about it that way. So I'll leave you to work on that on your own. Here's the things I want you to think about. Think about it being slow, and I want that movement controlled. That's the idea. I want all those notes ringing out. Okay, don't worry about playing it fast. Don't play fast. That's not what this session is about. Play controlled. Great job. Okay, keep working in this workshop until you can keep up with me fairly comfortably. And when you can do that, then you're ready to move on to the advanced workshop. When you're ready to do that, I'll see you there.